Hey, everybody, this is Ralph saying stop the insanity. There are a lot of people out there who are unknowingly overpaying for tarot readings by shopping on the big psychic networks instead of dealing with the small readers themselves. And I say small readers with a little bit of a grin on my face because I don't think we're small at all. But compared to the corporate overlords out there who pretty much control the psychic hotline networks and the tarot reading networks, we are the Davids going up against Goliath. Now, a lot of people don't realize that when you go shopping at like Keen Psychic, California Psychics, any other kind of phone tarot reading service or psychic friends type circus service, you are actually overpaying by a lot. I did some research on this and I've been on the inside of this. My wife and I have been 5-star readers on the Keen Psychic Network for like 15 years. And we recently decided to go independent because we got tired of the network constantly raising prices on us, raising prices on our customers. And we said enough is enough. We are finally going independent. But to give you an idea of why we went independent, when people go shopping on these psychic networks, expect to pay about $3.99 to $5 per minute. Now, that's a lot more than what we charge now. But yeah, $3.99 to $5 a minute. Some of your more experienced tarot readers and psychics that have been doing this for about as long as we have, now they're charging anywhere from $5 to $10 per minute and over. Why are they charging that? Is it because they're greedy? No, it's because the platform charges a fee on what the psychics and the tarot readers make. When we first started doing it, we were doing it with Keen Psychic. We were doing tarot readings by phone in Spanish and English. My wife handled the Spanish, I handled the English. And the network at that time was taking a cut of what we made on the network, which we thought was fair because they were driving traffic to us. We were getting clients through them. It was a great deal. And the breakdown was we kept 60% of the take, and the network took 40%. And I was happy to pay that because I felt it was worth it. Well, over the years, what has happened is this. New owners have taken over the network that we used to work on, and I think they've bought up a lot of the other networks out there too, and they flipped. Instead of us keeping 60% of our earnings and them taking 40%, we are now left with 40% of our own earnings, and they are taking 60%. And what really sealed the deal with us leaving was when they began charging the customers an additional, I believe they called it a connection fee, but there was an additional fee that they started charging the customer as well. They started charging us additional fees, and that indirectly caused our prices to raise for the customers because we had to raise our prices in order to continue to make a living on that network. But then they weren't happy with that. They started charging the customers extra money directly, not indirectly by raising our fees. So, anyway, that's why a lot of the tarot readers and the psychics that work on these networks, these hotlines, they're charging these high prices. But the neat thing is, and this is where you can start to save a lot on your phone tarot readings. The very nice thing is that when readers break independently of these big corporate overlords, we can afford to charge a heck of a lot less for the same quality reading. Now, taking us for an example, my wife and I, we were doing like $1.99. No, wait a minute. This was about 15 years ago. We were originally we were charging about 79 cents to 99 cents a minute for our services. And then the platform began raising its prices. I think now the minimum is $1.99 a minute. But we eventually had to raise our price to 250, 269, 369. Eventually we had to raise our prices to around $5 a minute just because of the extra fees that the corporation was charging us. Now, in our own private network, where we take on all the responsibility, we drive traffic to our videos, and we go out there on social media and search for clients and do our own marketing. We now can afford to charge only $1.67 per minute. It's somewhere. I like to say it's about $1.66, but it's actually closer to $1.67. But what we charge, we don't charge by the minute. We charge by 15-minute increments with a 15-minute minimum. So when you book a reading with us, we now charge only $25 for 15 minutes, $50 for 30 minutes. Our customers still stuck over on Keen, they're paying about 3 times that amount right now, and they're not realizing it. So when you go shopping for tarot readings on these big psychic networks, even if you're only paying like $1.99 a minute, know that if you can find the same reader independently, you can find a much better deal, most likely. I know that's the way it's working with us. And if you want to see how you can book a reading with myself or my wife does it in Spanish, I do it in English. I'm going to have that information in the program description down below. But yes, you can actually save a great deal. I have found tarot readers on X, on Facebook. You can Google us. We're all over the place. A lot of these tarot readers, myself included, we try not to stay hidden. We try to make our presence obvious on social media and on the internet. So just by doing a simple Google search, like tarot reading or tarot reading by phone, you can come up with a lot of hits besides Keen, besides California Psychics, besides Orannum and all these other big corporate conglomerations. You can find the independent readers, and chances are, if you go to their websites, you're going to find that you can get a much better deal than with those corporate conglomerates. One tarot reader that I have a lot of great respect for, Vincent Petissi. He's since passed, but a couple years ago, before he passed, he was charging only $35 for a 15-minute reading. Now, we're $10 cheaper than him, but we're not competing with him because he's no longer doing it for obvious reasons. But I mean, he was a author, a published author, a highly sought after reader and speaker, and he was only charging $35 for 15 minutes. Compare that to readers on the big networks that are actually are being forced to charge like upwards of $300 per hour, which is quite a lot more money than just $35 for 15 minutes. You know what I mean? I'll let you do the math. I didn't do the math in advance, but yeah, that's quite a bit more. And so you can get highly qualified, highly experienced, good psychics and good tarot readers just by doing a little bit of investigation on the internet and finding these people yourself. If you have stumbled across this video, you have already found 2 of us that are willing and able to give excellent tarot readings for only about $1.67 a minute. $25 for 15 minutes, $50 for 30 minutes, etc., etc. Depends on how long you want to book your reading for. And we do the reading by phone, just like on the big networks. The big difference is we're not paying the fees to the big networks. And as a result, we're able to charge a heck of a lot less. So if you are ready to stop the insanity and stop overpaying for these tarot readings with the big corporate conglomerations, congratulations. Support small business, support the little guys, support the little gals, support the small readers that have big dreams, and support us in our efforts to make spiritual business great again. Because right now it's been taken over by the corporate overlords. And when you're getting a reading from your favorite reader on these big psychic networks, you think they're making good money, right? They're not. Flat out, they are not. Unless they're charging like $15 a minute or something. No, probably 50 to 60% of the money that you pay is not going to those readers. It's going to the corporation. And when you find us independently, 100% of that money minus our expenses go to us. So support the little guys, support the small businesses, support small spiritual businesses, do a little bit of footwork on your own, and seek out the independent readers. You'll be doing a lot more good in this world by supporting your favorite readers and psychics directly rather than feeding Goliath, who gives us the crumbs. Hope you found some value in this because, yeah, as you can tell, I'm a little more animated in this video than I am in my other videos, but this is something that I am very passionate about because we have been under the thumb of these corporations for 15 years, in my case. The first 5 years were pretty good, but then, they started making changes, started raising their fees, started raising their rates, and started threatening to, if we asked customers to identify themselves, if we asked clients, how we could find them off of the network, or if even the clients asked us how they could find us off of the network, the corporation would take retaliatory actions. They expressly forbid that sort of thing. So that's another reason why a lot of readers are very hesitant to leave the corporate networks. It's because when you leave the corporate network, you really have no idea who your clients were on that network. A lot of them go by aliases. A lot of them go by, user 11116789 type names. You can't really identify who they are. You can't find them on Facebook, but you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on X. You can find us, but just do a Google search. So yeah, it's up to the customer really to help us level the playing field. When you decide to stop going shopping at the big corporate networks and start trying to do business with the small readers and spiritual business people, then you have made a big step in doing a lot more good in this world. So if you're ready to leave the big corporate networks and start supporting small spiritual business, I salute you and we appreciate you. And I would really be honored if you would inquire about us doing a tarot reading for you if you're in the market. And if not, God bless anyway. Have a good one. Ralph signing out. Bye-bye.